Welcome back to Metal Heroes Review, episode number 3, discussing episodes 15 to 20 of Space Sheriff Gavan. Yeah, we're getting very close to the halfway point of the series, and when I'm going to take a break from it to work on Plunderer, which I'll do probably after I do this video and the following one. Now, in these episodes, from episodes 15 through 22. Well, excuse me, 15 and 20, excuse me. First one is simply the Moroku celebrating a anniversary of their founding of their empire, and basically had pretty much every single person try to kill Gavan. Doesn't really work out though. It's just like constant thing of him being attacked the whole episode before he finally beats the main whoever the monsters is one. Yeah, it's kind of weird. And it's like, oh, can you get out alive? Well, I'll find out. Now, episode 16 is all about, well, kind of like childhood love in a way, but not sexual love. They don't go that far. So, basically, this one has, we have basically Gavan kind of being a supporting character in his own episode, where you have this little girl being the focus of it, whereas this boy comes to her class, so she kind of basically develops a crush on him. And it's kind of mutual, where he discovers, thanks to a crystal he dropped, he's actually an alien. Yes, from the planet Lake. Yes, seriously. That's in the planet. Planet Lake. Just like he's from the planet, just like Gavan from the planet Bird. Well, he's half bird, half human. So, apparently, the environment planet is very toxic. They explain that the kid's father was developing a system to basically clean up the radiation, which apparently Moroku really wanted it so badly. So he fled to Earth, though the scientist was later revealed to be killed. Yeah, they found him dead when he was covered, and when his head was covered in aluminum foil, confirming, yep, he was dead. As for when in the world he was killed, he just was randomly killed. And by the way, we see that the girl that we think is the kid's mom, is actually just an android who, for some reason, when the android is destroyed in the episode, she apparently has to face one of the dark cues from Sun Vulcan. I'm not kidding, she seriously does. It's like probably when Sun Vulcan this is probably an unused one probably, so they probably based it on that because that's what it looks like to me. It's based upon the face because dark cues always have these particular type of faces. They're basically faceless androids who put on these human masks in order for disguises. But when Amazon Killer came on board, they basically used it They used it a couple more times as they came on board, and then they just stopped using dark cues altogether. And my guess is that probably the series must have got their hands on one of their dark cues. Is probably in storage. They probably just reused it here. Now, the thing is, the actor himself plays Gavan, never appeared in Sun Vulcan. Maybe he was planned to, but never did. So, eventually, of course, he does leave the planet by himself, and he's able to continue his father's work no problem. Of course, he even has detailed plans. And also, apparently, the reason why he didn't trust him because he was on the run for so long that he just basically couldn't trust anybody except for his father's android. But definitely was a good episode. The kid goes off, and the little girl never seen again. Yeah, so episode 17 is basically we have this motorcycle police officer basically come meet me and call her my lady. And she started infatuated with him, and it turns out, nope, she's not really in love with him at all. She's just pretending, according to Marine. According to her, she's actually in love with Gavan. Yes, first I was ever brought up in the series that Mimi is in love with Gavan. Well, I'm sure a lot of ladies probably like the actor because he basically was. He's like, they even show like in a later episode he puts on some look like he basically has got abs. Yeah. So I could explain why he wears all those bulky shirts a lot of the time. Yep. So, yeah, it turns out though that the motorcycle police officer is actually not really a police officer, just a Moroku monster in disguise. And of course, he beats the guy up for trembling on Mimi's feelings. Mimi is not really heartbroken on the guy's death. Not particularly, no. And of course, he asks Gavan to take her out, but she'll pay with the food. because he's basically gets death and pay. And here's the thing, though. It seems as though these episodes, it seems as though the Avalon Club, the place he works for, is not really seen at all in these episodes. It's like I seen early on, but it's not really seen afterwards. I don't know, maybe they dropped it, whatever. In the case of episode number 18, yeah, this is another one of those beach episodes where you have characters go to the beach and you have girls getting randomly kidnapped. What reason, you might ask? Because something related to Princess Orihime. No, not the character from One Piece. Just some guy who thinks that this Princess Orihime, this dragon palace, and apparently this Adele monster is obsessed with it, which is interesting to say the least. And he's a turtle monster. Yep, a turtle monster. So, and of course, you also have in the episode, you have Gavan dressed up as the guy from the folklore tale. But in the case you're curious, though, why the heck is basically they're going to this dragon palace? Because of all the jewels. And why the heck does the Moroku want him? Well, because they're bad guys. They're criminals. They want gold. Yeah, it doesn't really go much anyway, Snall, and the monsters show up at the end of the episode. But I gotta admit, it was nice to have an episode you see girls in bikinis. You don't see that very often. Yep. In the case of episode number 19, which is kind of another episode basically set at a very similar type of hotel. You have Gab basically drawn in the middle of nowhere in order to have battle with the new monster of the episode. He fights him at 6 a.m., which I'm like, wow, this is my wake up time during the week. So he proceeds to fight the creature. But during the battle, part of his suit is damaged. What part of his suit? The thing that makes his energy, the one that makes his, not him or his strength per se, it's one that basically allows him to fire his moves, like his laser sword and his laser Z-beam from his fingers. Yeah, that gets damaged, so he has to flee, and of course, Mimi contacts her father to hopefully get it fixed, and he does. He actually comes out, gets it fixed. He does not call some other guy to basically get it fixed. He comes out himself to fix it. And it's fixed after basically Gavin's brought back to the ship rescued. At one point, he's basically helped by a mother, probably a single mother because there's no father in the picture, and her 2 kids, and they deny helping him because, well, they want to protect him. They want to protect him because he's just a nice guy. Because Gavin's just a nice guy, everybody. I'm surprised he's not smooching the mom. Like, if this was any other series, if this was maybe some kind of Kamen Rider, or, I don't know, maybe if this was like, maybe if this was Super Sentai, and you had this guy, he probably tried to hit on the mom because she's very beautiful. Yes. Though this is one from 1982, mind you. Probably nowadays she's a lot older now, probably in her 50s or 60s. Back then she looked like she's probably in her late 20s, I'd say. Yep. So, but this definitely was a good character episode, and first time ever the Gavan suit is ever been damaged in the series, which is interesting to say at least. As for the last episode, this is all about get their hands on this meteorite, which allegedly this is the meteor. Of course, they mentioned in the episode that this kid finds a piece of meteorite, which they confirm is apparently this demon fire meteorite, which apparently was responsible for killing off the dinosaurs. Now, why in the world the Moroku wanted it? Not explicitly revealed. They just want to get their hands on the kid, find out where the heck he found this piece, and maybe find more of this thing. Could he use the destroy a planet? This one, they actually don't reveal that at all. They just have, they look at the kid's memory, and then, of course, after they look at the kid's memory, they just want nothing to do with it at all. And, of course, they proceed to say, you have Gab saying the doctor and his own sister, who gets taken captive to basically spying on them. And, of course, they get out and, of course, meets the monster. The monster himself actually is the first one where he actually goes on top of one of the fighters to fight him, and actually twice in the course of this one, he does summon his actual electric, is basically his dragon Zord that he has. The first time to basically fight the other fighters, like usual. Second time to pick up the freaking meteorite, which size of it is like about this wide, but that's what it looks like on screen. And he proceeds to fire up in space and destroy it, and so he never threatens ever again. As for why the Moroku wanted it for, not explicitly revealed. Maybe they want to destroy the world. I'm not really sure. They don't particularly say. They imply it by the narration in the episode. But not much else to say. These ones are pretty good. I think they're really good episodes so far. Nothing really bad here per se. Oh, and by the way, another time basically we have the commander come to Earth for Gav. And here's the thing: second time this happened, he comes to Earth, no problem, and he goes back to Planet Bird, no problem. I'm like, yes, that is something different. You don't see that very often for a series like this. Usually, they get intercepted or basically they try to kill them. Nope, the Moroku don't do anything at all. They're probably in their own space. They probably can't leave it at times. So, and so far, a lot of the time you see Don Hoare where he's saying, drag him to Moroku space, or he says, create a Moroku space. He says those two lines. This one, now normally a lot of the time you have the grunts basically pull a lever up, and you have the horror girl flipping a switch. This one you have her jump on top of the thing and push the giant wheel down in order to basically do it. Not the grunts this time, which is interesting. Also at first, basically when the grunts do this, they're wearing their big leather jackets. Later on, they basically got rid of those and just see those long red sleeves. We still don't know what the heck these guys look like under their mask or where the heck guys come from. But it is interesting, though, they're actually updating this stuff as time goes on. But yes, still pretty good episodes. 2 more to go. That video will come. 2 videos after this one. Next one's going to be a comic corner. Right back to Space Surf Gab. Okay, next video. Bye.